Welcome to Business Unveiled Podcast. This is the place where we help overwhelmed, time-starved entrepreneurs like you make the profitable shifts to get more done and get more out of life. I'm your host, Angela Profit, award-winning 8-figure entrepreneur and CEO. And in every episode of Business Unveiled, I'm bringing you conversations that will give you the expertise and strategies that will scale your team and business so you can get shit done. That's GSD in our world. So get your time back and grow a business that helps you be present in your life. Let's do this, y'all. GSD leader, I wanted to take a quick break from the show to share something super important. Did you know that employee wellness is killing businesses? According to research, 50% of employees miss 1 to 5 hours of work every week due to stress. So I'm excited to announce that we just launched a new workshop called Walk and Work. And no, we're not going to be walking and working the entire time. That would be kind of crazy. Walk and Work is an easy solution that offers an in-person workshop and program that boosts employee health, wellness, and engagement. This interactive workshop takes employees through our 7-step process to establishing healthy habits while working from home or from the office so they can be productive while also taking care of themselves. Employee wellness at work is proven to have major benefits. Numerous studies show that healthier, happier team members are more productive in life and business. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. Your actions and decisions today will shape the way you will be living in the future. If you'd like to learn more about this workshop, visit walkandwork.co and schedule a time to chat with one of our GSD experts. That's walkandwork.co. Now let's get back to the show. What's up? It's Angela. I'm back for another episode of Business Unveiled. Yesterday, we were having lunch at this Indonesian place, right?
Lebanese.
Lebanese. Shit, I just came from Indonesia. I meant Lebanese. And the food was so good. But we started talking about the different experiences. And you started telling me your story. And I'm like, we have to make a podcast because it's so good. Like if you're in the travel industry, and people say to me all the time, like in their 40s or 50s, like, oh, I can never start my own thing. Like, I'm too old. Or like, oh, I've worked with the same company for 20 years. Like, I'm comfortable. Like, why would I do my own thing? And it's like these kinds of stories that need to be told and shared because your story would give other people like the oomph to like, okay, maybe I should do it.
Yeah.
You know, because life's really short. And it's like, quit living comfortably and take a risk. You can always go back. Okay, introduce yourself. Tell them who you are and what you do.
So my name is Ramez. I'm the co-founder of High-End Journeys. It's a luxury brand based out of Cairo, Egypt.
A real luxury brand.
Yeah,
if if you know me, you know.
Yeah, so we do like top of the line. I mean, it cannot go wrong. So everything from the arrival to departure and all in between, we do it right. So we do it from private access to the pyramids on your own, or going to the Valley of the Kings on your own. Imagine opening the Sistine Chapel for yourself back in Rome, like in the Vatican, on your own. We do these things in Egypt. Like I've just finished a tour. We had a couple of people. We have opened for them the museum, the Egyptian museum, on their own. They didn't say it in one line.
Crazy.
They were just on their own at the Egyptian museum. So it's like amazing. So we do all of these ultra luxury experiences. Of course, we do the regular stuff too, a regular daily tour to the pyramids or but we love the insider access experiences.
Well, and they specialize things, and that's something that, and we also were talking about EO, Entrepreneur Organization, and that's something in the organization. And then also, it's our exact clientele too. It's like they not only expect it, but they come to us and they seek very specific people and businesses that serve that very niche market, who understand that every single experience matters, all the way from landing at the airport to someone standing at border control. Is that what it's called? Passport control?
Yeah, so, I mean, like we do it right. We have an experience of over 20 years plus. Myself, I used to work for a famous company for so long, and then American company.
Yeah, it's an American company.
American company, back in the U.S.
For how long?
It's almost 20 years.
2 decades.
20 years doing the same exact tour. I was a tour guide. So my career started, I was Egyptologist guide doing a very interesting tours. I was in the peak of my success in this company. And then one American man, I met him in one of my tours. No, it's like he changed my life. And he told me, why you work for this company? You should start your own thing.
Why?
And I told him, because this is my comfort zone. He said, your comfort zone is not your comfort zone. So if you're in a comfort zone, you're not doing the right thing. To get out of your comfort zone, that's what you should do. And he basically, for a whole week, he was teaching me about business, and he was kind of inspiring me with ideas. So really, he inspired me to start the company. And when I started, I couldn't start on my own. So I went to my best friend at that time and told him, hey, Aziz, there's somebody who's kind of like poking me to start my own thing. And actually he kept like telling me, did you start? Did you start? Did you start? And he was like kind of chasing me. I was like, come on, it's like, I talked to my best friend, and he said, oh yeah, let's start our own thing. And he said, to succeed, you have to be different. So give me 3 things that will make you different than the company that you're working for. And
just 3.
3 things makes you different than the company that you're working for, and then I would even help you more to succeed.
Yes.
And to give me, he wanted to make me think. So I said, we're Egyptians, we're based in the country. He said, valid point, you're Egyptian, based here. You know your country, no one knows your country better than you. And then I said, well, you're sending your American dollars to Egypt, so you're helping the economy in the right place. So this is part of responsible tourism. You're helping the right people in the right places, and we don't offer commercial experiences, but we offer authentic because we are Egyptians. We do it right. And basically, he said, "Okay, you're on the right track. Let's work on something together." And Aziz and we start going on to coaching lessons with this man who didn't know us. I mean, he was super nice without anything.
Yeah.
And he started putting us on the right track.
Yeah.
And then we met our third genius partner, who basically started moving us all together. And we have made a great trio team. So 20 years of tourism each person. So makes it 60 years of combined tourism.
That's a long time. And it's not just any tourism, and it's not just any experience. Like the way that it's organized from a luxury perspective, it's all about the experience. And it's like people that actually care. And so even today, and like I've gotten to experience some of it, even how we met, it's funny. It's all about relationships. I get asked all the time, how do you travel to all these crazy places? Like, I don't even know where I'm going half the time because I'm not good at geography. You don't need to be good at everything. My phone tells me where I need to go, and that's all that I really need to know. But a lot of us, we start businesses because we have a passion.
Yeah.
But we drive the plane because we don't know where we're going. It's like blindfolded. But when you have a mentor or someone in your life and you have the right components, and the 3 people, we were just talking, a cheerleader, a champion, and a coach.
Yeah.
Like, you have to have those 3 things. I was listening to Ryan Avery, who was a speaker through EO, and he was saying, those are the 3 C's. Like, I talk more on psychology. Like, you have to have the 4 personalities, like the blue, gold, orange, and greens. And so, same concept, but when you know your place and you know who is really good and who isn't so good at things, and you come together as a team, it works. And so now you're 7 years in, and yesterday y'all were telling me some of the different things that your company can do that no other company can do, which you're not gonna Google this shit, you guys. Like, it don't work like that. It's never gonna work like that. I'm from a good old boy downtown, but every country and every city has those people. And those people find those people. And orange people, we find our orange people. But you need the other colors to make sure that you have the trip complete. And for some people, a destination wedding or a destination event, it's very stressful. If they've never traveled, never been on an airplane, just imagine. But if they step off and they have an experience oh my God, always hire a tour guide, okay? And I'm not just talking any tour guide. You do need to do a little bit of research. And there's certified people, and then there's people who are full of shit who will just take your money and pretend.
which is a completely different thing. But once you've had that experience of you're taken care of, you're not afraid to go to any third world country, you know, you're not afraid to fly internationally.
You know, I also think that because we're based in the country, so, and we have our team, like we started 3, but now we're 12, so we are kind of like 12 people in the office.
So he's grown over the
growing,
years,
yes.
yay.
And we basically, or our team are world travelers. So they've traveled the world. They know exactly the need of the travelers. So we're Egyptians, so we're not bringing the West to the East, but we're making the East be appealing and charming to the West. So, and that's the charm of our company. Yeah. So we are not, we are blending the two cultures to come together. You know what I mean?
And so what are some of the things, like explain, what they were explaining to me yesterday is like, taking people to, like you showed me this video.
Yeah, so like we do it all.
No one else can do this.
So one of the things that we do, we love taking people to an active archaeological dig. So
what does active mean, in case they don't know?
Active, like you really get Indiana Jones inside you out.
Like
so basically, yeah. So what happens?
With a rope.
We give you actually the axe, and you start digging with.
Oh my God! There's a TikTok on that.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, you basically work with your own hands into the active dig. So you are basically for a couple of hours Indiana Jones. It's a dream for every single person to be part of an archaeological dig. We make it happen for you.
Yeah.
So, and after this, we take you in a basket. You go underneath the ground for almost 10 meters underneath the ground.
So we do miles in US.
Yeah, so 10 meters is like...
how many miles is that?
We should Google it,
I'll Google it. Keep talking, I'll Google it.
Yeah, 10 meters underneath the ground,
meters.
Which is like dark passages of eternal life of the ancient Egyptians. You get to see mummies and treasures that have never seen light, that had been underneath the ground for 2,600 years ago. So
it's a long time.
It's really amazing. And you know, I also think of our tours in Egypt. It's like, you know, Aladdin when he told Jasmine, "Do you trust me?" and he pulled her out. Remember the movie? That's exactly
Disney.
From Disney.
Yeah.
I also think our journeys like this. It's like we take you from one wonder to the other on a magical carpet ride. So we take you to, as I've said before, the Valley of the Kings at night on your own. How many people in the world? Who does that? I mean, like 7,000 people a day they visit the Valley of the Kings. You can just go there on your own if you know the right people doing it the right way.
Yeah, you can't just walk in there at night.
Yeah, it's just like show up at night, hey, I'm gonna do it at night. No, I mean like if you know the right connections, if you do it right, I mean like there's price for it, of course.
Of course.
But it could happen, you know what I mean?
There's a price for everything, but again, there's a difference between paying for something and like getting a great experience and then paying for something.
You know, I also think that high journeys, we don't offer tours. Anybody can book you a nice hotel. Anybody can book you a nice cruise. People come to you and I because we deliver services.
Right.
And basically we don't offer tours, we offer memories and experiences. And that's what makes a travel agent different from the other one.
Yeah.
Someone can deliver just a nice hotel, but you know, that's it. Anybody they can go on any platform for booking a nice hotel. That's not, but why people come to us? Because we offer something different that others do not offer. So we offer memories and experiences that last, transformational experiences that change the traveler's mindset.
It's just all in the details. So when I arrived, I got this bag, and y'all, I mean, you know, all the conferences and all the traveling we do, we get handed a lot of stuff. And some people look through it, and then some people just push it to the side. I mean, I'll always take the time. It may take me a day or two sometimes, but I always look through it. And I like to thank people, you know, and we're like looking through it. And then my travel husband gets in at like later than we thought. I mean, we didn't go to sleep till like 3:30, but he's like, "What's in the bag?" "There's chocolates." He's like, "There's chocolates." And so he's
Do you know the story of the chocolate?
How?
Okay, a friend of mine who basically always loved having chocolates, making chocolates. He was an accountant.
Yeah.
And then after COVID, he was laid off. And he started making chocolate. And we tried it. Oh, this is really good chocolate.
Makes it?
It's a homemade chocolate. So the chocolate that you have is a homemade chocolate. My friend of mine, who basically moved from being an accountant and has a very successful chocolate because of COVID. So he was staying at
that's
home.
a great story.
He was staying at home doing chocolates, more chocolates, more chocolates, and he came to be the chocolate man, creating the best chocolates of all times.
Yeah. Okay. See, and now that makes
And
me
that's why,
want to eat them
as a
even
High
more.
Journeys company brand,
Yeah.
we like helping local businesses, and that's why we decided every single guest coming to Egypt should have one box of chocolate, branded with our logo and everything.
So we ate the chocolates at 3 o'clock in the morning, and then, but wait, there's more. And this is an even bigger deal for me. So the people that I travel with, we all talk on WhatsApp. And if you're not in America, you operate your business and your life off of WhatsApp. Americans, we don't. Like some people, they don't even know what it is. And that's okay. Like if you're not traveling
You know why?
internationally.
Because
why?
you guys text for free.
Yes.
Once you travel abroad, Egyptians and people of the world, texting is with money.
Yeah.
So WhatsApp is free.
Yeah.
So that's why you go for the free instead of texting.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Which totally makes
It's a
sense.
Facebook. It's an American company. It's a Facebook company. WhatsApp.
It's great. Like, I love it. It's just funny because we're in all these WhatsApp groups. And so people they're arriving for a retreat. And that's why we're here in Egypt to begin with. But I've learned in traveling really, really far to try to come early or stay late. So, and experience the culture and experience and do some different things as much as you can. Because not only for your personal memories, like you said, but I like to do it so that I can take it back and show people. Well, first, like my family, who some people in my family can't travel, but they love history and they love to do things and they want to, it's just they can't. Yeah. And so it's fun. I get to go and like capture content, like do fun things. And like I have people tell me like I'm living through your videos.
Trip, yeah.
And like they'll say, oh, go eat here, go here. And then I'll give them my opinion. You know, it's fun to be able to document and share and show people. But when you're not having a good time, it's really difficult to get on video and be fake.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's something that I cannot do. I cannot do. And I'll tell you, I'll straight up tell you, like, this was my poor planning, so I should have done this differently, or I should have done this. But it's all about relationships. And so when I knew that we were coming, by the way, this trip was started to be planned in 2019, prior to COVID. And we changed the date multiple times. And so things were kind of last minute. It's kind of how my life rolls at this point. But it's like my travel agent, who we work with, who we've worked with for over a decade, he's like, oh, you're going to Egypt. Can I introduce you to these people? Right? And I mean, within a few days, it's just like, okay, we can do this, 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 and this. But I was pretty specific. Y'all know, I'm really specific. I'm like, we want a fun tour guide that likes to dance and can speak good English. And she was, so perfect. Our driver was perfect. It's like people were handpicked. And then the stories throughout the day that was told, it's like everything happens for a reason. Mm-hmm. And like we rode a camel today. And
that's fun.
It was so fun. And the guy that took us, though, he wasn't the guy that was supposed to take us. It was supposed to be another guy, but he didn't speak English that well. And our guide knew that we were like going to want to do videos and things. So they sent this other guy who spoke perfect English. He's like, I have Instagram. And he's like, I know how to use this contraption. My little new DJI Osmo. I just got the new 6. It's incredible. And so it was just fun. Like he's like, I've been doing this for 20 years. And he's like, I've never danced in front of the pyramids. It's like 10 seconds of shaking your butt and having fun. And then the driver, we drove around. I'm like, come on, you do it too. And he's like, oh, no, not me. And I'm like, no, yes, you. And before, like, you just get people going. You don't answer questions. Like, no, you just do this. We're going. You don't give them time to think. And then all of a sudden, they're like, oh my God, I'm dancing. And he's like, he's been doing it for 30 years. And he's like, I've never gotten out to like dance or like be on a
out into the pyramids. I think I never did before.
But it's like, incorporate what's happening in the real world.
Traveling is all people to people connection, right?
It is.
So what's the point? I mean that's why traveling in reality is always the best. Yeah. So even though we may watch a nice video on Instagram or something, but when you connect to people and when you feel it, the sounds, the smells, the voices, connection. It's all about human connection. You know what I mean?
And communication.
Communication, correct.
And good communication. And that's the thing where, I like to think I'm a good communicator. I'm not perfect by any means, but just the different experiences that I've personally had in Egypt just recently with a few different companies, because there's 50 of us. We all plan events for a living. We all are pretty well traveled. We all deal in the luxury market. But American luxury and different parts of the world, it means something different. And so to find someone who actually cares, understands about the experience.
You know, anybody can claim that, anybody really claims that he sells luxury, you know?
Yeah.
But those who deliver luxury is different. It's like,
Totally
you know?
different.
So, you know, I'm telling you, there are at least 2,000 companies in Egypt, like registered,
tourism companies?
Registered legal companies that have got IATA number.
Registered and legal being the
Because
key
you
terms.
can just be there on a page on Facebook, you know, or a page online, but not having IATA number and licensed from the Ministry of Tourism.
Yep.
So you have to have two things.
That's a lot of companies.
So this is the way how you find whether you're dealing with a kind of like accredited company or not.
Yeah.
All of them claim that they do luxury, but really out of them, 5 companies do luxury. So
5 out of 2,000.
yeah, and those who do like true ultra luxury, I would say 2.
Yeah.
One company that I was working for before, which I really cherish my partnership.
Yeah.
I mean, like my long partnership with them and myself, because I know exactly what I'm delivering.
So were they a big cheerleader for you when you went to them and said, I'm
Yeah, they were super nice. I mean, like, yeah, go for it. You know, it's like, good luck. I mean, like, they're good friends still today. I mean, like, we have good relations.
But that's
You know the businessman
healthy.
that I told you about him?
Yes.
He said, never burn your bridges.
That's right.
When you're leaving, leave in a very good, proper, ethical way.
Yes.
And that's what I did.
Yes, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That was so good. So if you're coming to Egypt, or even if it's outside of a wedding or an event, if you're
Would you
traveling-
like to talk about weddings in Egypt?
Yeah. Like,
Because I think weddings in Egypt is amazing. This is off the chart. People go to Europe, but come on, Egypt offers a lot of nice wedding destinations.
paint the
I mean, like we can charter a cruise on the Nile, where this is a perfect wedding venue.
which the Nile's right here.
Yeah, just across there. So imagine your guests are getting married on the Nile. You know what I mean? How awesome is this?
So,
So basically, we take the whole entire cruise with the guests there, and we do the wedding on deck. As they are sailing down the Nile, the bride will walk down the aisle.
Yeah.
I mean, like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is epic.
Yes.
Or getting married by the pyramids behind you in the background. Or getting married in a very nice Victorian old hotel in Upper Egypt, in Aswan, on an amazing nature out there. So we have a lot of, or even on the Red Sea.
Yeah.
Like getting married on the Red Sea. How many people in the world get married on the Red Sea?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So anything you can think of, you can pretty much do it.
Look here. I told you were like magical carpet ride of Aladdin.
Yes.
So remember the lantern of Aladdin? The lantern of Aladdin? You know, you rub it. And
yes.
High-end Journeys makes it happen for you.
If you have a wish, they have a command.
Yes.
But just the whole experience has been really, really lovely, and it's all about relationships. So how did you meet Harlan?
I met him through a very good friend of mine.
Okay.
Who's a travel advisor, and they are kind of like a next door office.
Yep.
Harlan is part
In
of
New
a
York?
in New York. Yeah. So basically, I was in New York Times trade show, and my friend told me, "Hey, come over to our office. I can hook you up with other people from our office."
Yeah.
And I met Harlan and Cara, and I fell in love with them. They're so genuine, so nice. I thought, okay, you know what? This is an amazing, great brother and sister. I love them, and
so fun.
they're so nice people. So it's that's like I cherish my partnership with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, again, it's like when you have a good relationship with someone, no matter where you go in the world doesn't seem so big, and it doesn't seem so scary and overwhelming.
Yeah.
When you have somebody that you can trust, that's like literally a WhatsApp, like a text away.
Yeah.
Like it really is. So when we talk about destination weddings for Egypt, or even events, or retreats, or leisure travel for executives, like, are we talking 50 people? Are we talking 100 people? Like, how many people do
I would say
you
from
guys-
5 to 500.
Okay.
So, and all in between.
Yeah.
So,
And they move people logistically from the airport to the hotels.
well, yeah, I mean, like our services are from A to Z, from arrival to
Everything.
departure and all in between.
Everything.
Yeah, bookings of hotels, venues, restaurants, everything.
And then Travel Siblings on the front end helps organize like all the flights and all the things. And let me tell you, the best thing I ever did was, and I learned this the hard way, I was telling them, we had a destination wedding, it was about 50 people, and Harlan and his sister booked all the travel. And overnight, on Halloween, an airline sold. And all the flights were canceled, and all of our guests were getting these notifications. But Harlan was like 10 steps ahead of it, right? So they're all getting notifications as they're partying, drunker than skunks. And they're like, let's fly. I was like, it's already taken care of. It's all good. Don't worry. But it's like, I also learned a lesson to not give people so much information about their stuff. Like the notification should have been coming to us, or like just to Harlan, or when you have too many people involved, things can like go wrong. And people's experience can get tainted. But it's like they were on top of it, and I could actually just focus on running the event and not worried about rebooking 50-something flights. So when you have a team of people come together and you're all working together, the experience is amazing, and people have a wonderful time.
Yeah.
It's just,
absolutely.
When people are like, oh, I'm just going to Google it. I don't need a tour guide. I don't need a company.
It's like, no way. No way.
Like, are you
Language
crazy?
barrier, culture barrier.
Oh, but
I
was like,
there's lots of...
did not finish my story a minute ago. This is called looping Tony Robbins. I just remembered the little money bag with the money.
Yeah.
So that was the little details, right? So Brian and I are going through it, and we all talk. And it's like, who's getting cash? So it was my turn. Like, I got the cash, but I don't travel with very much cash. Like, I just normally don't. We do for tipping and things like that, but usually we're at conferences and stuff. And so I opened a little bag, and it was like bathroom tipping money, which I learned the hard way when I was like, oh, I need to carry tissue, and you got to have money to use the effing bathroom. And like, but it's like that in a lot of countries, a lot of places. And so I'm like, that was so thoughtful. Like, not everybody does that. It's like a simple thing, but it's like I didn't have little bills. Like, I had $200 pounds, and which is way too much to pay to use the bathroom, okay? And you got to learn the money too, and that's the other thing. And like your detailed itinerary, which I laugh because my detailed itinerary is like 22 pages of a Google Doc, and they print it out all nicely, and then you send the PDF, and it's like all there. It was like one day, but then the next page was like tips. It's like, how much do you tip? Like, just tell people, because otherwise they're Googling it. You can get the wrong information. So it was just telling people and going the extra mile. Not everyone does that. And you're solutions people. So if you have to have a plan B, you have a relationship.
We're fixers. We like fixing things.
Yeah. They're not going to tell you over WhatsApp, well, what can we do about this? Nothing.
No.
I'm sorry.
Not,
let me fall out of my chair over here. That actually happened to me, by the way. So
Not with
I'm
us.
like, no. No, I'm just sharing an experience. And they're like, this is the difference between, again, what defines luxury? It's like someone who's like, well, I want a really beautiful wedding, but I don't want to spend $1 million. Okay, well, I don't want to spend a lot of money on my wedding. Well, what's a lot of money? Because to some people, $10,000 is a lot of money. Some people it's 100. Some people it's $1 million.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to dig further and you have to ask the right questions. The other thing that is just could cause like some hiccups in the beginning, especially traveling just anywhere internationally, is the whole visa thing, getting in and out. And so there's things that have to happen beforehand, and depending on where your guests are coming from, like all these things matter. And if you don't know to ask, your guests could show up and then they're a little surprised. Like, a visa? What do you mean? What do you mean I had to have that? So it's like telling everybody ahead of time and communicating the right things is key. It is so important. And most people don't know to ask these things. So it's just like giving all the information, like you guys did
like
that without me asking.
With a drone in Egypt.
Oh my God. So, okay, if you've listened to previous podcasts, almost got arrested in India, they're totally legal. But the last time I was in Egypt, I brought my drone, but it was for a marketing thing for a hotel, and in the owner, he's like, no, it will get shot down. It's completely illegal. So in y'all's email signature, it specifically says, I didn't know it was in your signature. I thought that was to me. And I'm like, oh my God, the word's getting around that I'm getting arrested in other countries, or not arrested, but threatened.
Yeah, threatened.
So I'm
We
like,
are chasing her. We know she's the girl that travels with the iPod, drone. I mean.
right? And so I'm like, oh wow, you're on top of it. I'm like, did you put that in there just for me? He's like, oh, that's in all of my signatures.
We know her.
But tell them why.
No, I was don't worry about it.
But there was a drone.
Basically it's for military intelligence.
Yes.
So
the military.
the space is owned by the military.
Yeah.
So for safety,
The air.
Yeah, the air. So
Is owned.
any flying object is subject for interrogation.
Now you
So
can get a permit.
you can, of course, from
for an
local
event.
companies. Yeah.
From local companies.
Yeah, that they have the license from the
Yes.
military intelligence.
So if you're going to have an
permissions.
event, and if you
we have the
want-
right people. Again, you come to us, we put you in touch with the right people.
yeah,
Shooting
or
a wedding
just-
or something, we can easily do it with a
Yeah.
drone with the right permissions.
yeah, and likely you just take care of it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, it's this much. Okay, fine. The client's fine with it because they want that beautiful
Of course.
bird's eye view of everything.
Yeah, yeah. Imagine you're getting married on the Nile, cruising down the Nile. The drone goes around a cruise, and you're just in the middle of the river.
It's beautiful.
And making your vows with basically this amazing view. I mean, like, how romantic is this?
And it's so peaceful.
So it's like,
It's very peaceful.
yeah.
So tell us, are there peak months for people to travel or do events here? Like, is there a high season, low season?
Yeah, like
weather,
the
good,
weather
bad?
is good as old as second half of October
Okay.
and November.
Okay, so that's high season.
That's high season.
Okay. So that means plan ahead, peeps.
Yeah. I would say March, April is good, but I would always go for, especially for weddings, October, November. These are the best
Okay.
2 months of the year. Early December.
Okay. Are there a lot of outdoor weddings?
Outdoors wedding, yeah, of
They're
course.
mainly
Mainly
outdoors
outdoors
here.
weddings, yeah.
So I
Select
just wanna
outdoors
point
weddings,
that
yeah.
out. So does it ever rain here?
It rains in December,
Okay.
so but
Tents? There's tents.
not really. No,
No?
we're not prepared for it. No, because so it never rains. Come in October.
It's just
Plan the
not-
wedding in October, November, September.
And you're sweet.
Yeah, and
You're
you'd be
good.
absolutely fine.
You're good.
Yeah.
So how far in advance would they need to plan?
For a legendary wedding,
Yes.
1
for
year.
a legendary. Okay, listen.
For
one
a
more time.
legendary,
How long?
1 year.
1 year. Okay.
1 year.
If you ask me, I would probably say 15 months. Sometimes we do 18 months.
18 months.
If we're moving over 50 people who are not well traveled. Now, there are other planners that we work with who plan these destination weddings for 300 plus people in 3 months and get it done. To me, that's just stressful.
We can make it done.
They can.
But it's like we can make it done in 2 weeks time.
Yeah,
You know.
it's just
but
not
we
ideal.
suggest 1 year.
Yes.
1 year to make it relaxed.
Yes.
And do it right.
For the
We
best
can-
experience.
For the best experience.
So if they want to get in touch with you and your company, where should they go?
Our name is High Journeys. We're based in Cairo, Egypt, and they can find us anywhere.
Is your-
www.highandjourneys.com.
Okay, so it is .com. So it's not.
Yeah, it's it's like .com.
Okay.
www.highandjourneys.com.
And this is anything on the ground in
Yes.
Egypt.
From arrival to departure and all in between.
Yeah. So check it out. And then do you guys have Instagram?
We do, but it's kind of like I'm the one who's running Instagram, so I'm not doing a good job. So it's like
Social media. It's
we do it
just
for
so
the
different.
fact of presence, but
Yes.
it's like if you want to check whether we are existing or not, we do exist in Instagram.
Yeah.
But I'm doing very bad job in Instagram.
But they're busy, you guys, and that's the best news. Is like we were even talking yesterday. Y'all thought it was going to be a slower month, right? This month.
Yeah. We have 60 people on ground right now, as I'm talking to you right now.
That probably
And some of them
planned-
are having those ultra luxury experiences. We're renting tomorrow, like a private helicopter, to fly the guests over the pyramids. No one does this in Egypt, by the way. We're the only ones that, because the space owned by the military. So we're renting a military. We take you to a military base. You fly out of a military base and you fly over the pyramids. It's amazing. It's like, it's a wow experience. Like you fly above them, it's like wow experience.
We saw people parachuting in today.
Yeah.
There was this event going on. I think it was like the last day, and I'm like, oh my God, I want to film it. Brian's like, why? You're not doing it. So why do we need to film it? Well, we would love to do it. There's a few things Brian and I
I like
would
the
like to do.
helicopter though, because you're kind of like doing it.
I want to jump out of it though.
Yeah.
Like I definitely want it like to capture the beautiful content and like all the memories from above. I love that. Okay, we're getting tired, y'all. It's
Now what time? At local time,
late.
it's 11:45 at night.
Yeah, and we're gonna. Our car picks us up at 4:30 a.m. because
That's early.
we're flying to Luxor.
Luxor.
And then I'm going. Where?
Maritime Joliville to Hurghada.
But
Afterwards, you're going to
how do you
Hurghada.
say it?
Luxor, Hurghada.
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 Hurghada. Hurghada. Blah, 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 blah. How do you make your tongue do that?
Yeah.
Hurghada.
Actually, in Arabic, it says Gharda. Gharda.
Ra.
Gharda.
Like a tiger.
Yeah, Gharda.
Ra. Oh my God, the camels talked to us today.
They did?
Oh, they were so talkative. I mean, like I've never heard an animal make a noise. quite
Oh,
like
they
that.
do.
No, but they made noises like bleh. I can't even mimic it. It was just so odd. But my camel's name is Minnie Mouse, and Brian's camel's name was Moses.
Moses?
Yeah.
I've ridden Moses before.
Yeah, they're just so
Nice camel.
cute.
You know, cruising the desert on a camel, it's amazing.
Yeah?
And you know why use the word cruising?
Why?
Because the camels, in the Arab culture, we refer to them as the desert chip.
Why?
So, because they can go 14 days without drinking water.
Oh, damn.
14 days without drinking water.
But
so
is
it's
that-
like a cruise. You're
is that
like ship.
okay?
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, like that's why the Arabs have used them through centuries, traveling through the Sahara Desert.
Yeah.
So traveling for 14 days without drinking water, it's like a cruise down the desert. So it's a ship. So the desert ship.
And it's
so
and camels run. I didn't know.
yeah, they
that.
run. Yeah, that's why we call it like cruising.
saw one.
Tomorrow you're going to be cruising the Nile, and today you have cruised the desert. So you went on a camel cruise,
Yes.
and you're going tomorrow on a Nile cruise.
And it was so fun. We just had the best time. And it was beautiful. The weather was perfect. And there's a new place that you can eat lunch. And it was great.
Oh, the Nine Pyramids Lounge is like amazing.
Yeah. It wasn't
It's one of our favorite spots there. How many people died overlooking the pyramids? It's like,
And it was so perfect because the view is so perfect. And all the different angles for any video or photo, they're incredible. And it looks like no one's really there.
yeah.
So it's like you don't have too many people because the way they schedule groups, it's like very organized.
Oh, actually, it's a very high-end restaurant. They do not accept any travel agency to work with them. So it's kind of like top of the line. They
Yeah.
pick and choose who they work with. They
Yeah.
filter.
Yeah.
So they don't want somebody to go for a cup of coffee there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like they
That's-
filter
yeah.
people. So it's like, if you're a good spatter, you go there.
Yeah.
So that's why basically they kind of like make it very complicated to have a place there. That's why
Wow.
they pick and choose clients, I would say.
But it's
In a good way, not
Yeah,
in a.
oh, we're the
because
same way.
Remember,
You have
7,000
to.
people a day they visit the
You
pyramids.
have to.
7,000 people. If they open it for everyone, all the 7,000 people, they would be there at the restaurant.
You have
and
to
it
have
would not-
reservations.
yeah.
That's the other thing. You have to have reservations. Like you can't just
Show up. No way.
And like there's these huge buses and just like people get off, but it's like very organized, like people coming off and on and it's not too overwhelming. But everyone was so fun and it was just nice and the food was amazing.
Yep.
It was
No,
our
very
favorite
good,
food.
yeah.
Well, the food we had yesterday was actually
No, come on. Yesterday was amazing.
It was really
Yeah.
good too. So if you're coming to Egypt, or if you know someone coming to Egypt, reach out, ask questions, and we got to go to bed.
Yeah.
I'm going to bed. You have to do emails.
I have 40 emails to reply till 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. So when we say dedication, dedication. Okay, dedication. And if you're thinking about starting a business,
We
or
like
starting a
to,
company,
I would just, if you are thinking to start a business,
Do.
make quick response, like quick response. Be on top of things.
You have
Don't
to.
delay it. Don't delay it.
You have
That's kind
to.
of like the key of success.
Details.
So details, be detail oriented. Check every single, and never too late. You know, I thought I'd never start my own business. Actually, it's this American man that have started inspiring me, and another South African man too.
Yeah.
He came like 6 months after, and he owns a business, and
Yeah.
he was like telling me exactly like
have to do
what
it.
to say. Yeah, so it's like,
because they know.
and later on he started his own lodge.
Really?
Yeah, because he was like working for as a CEO for one company, then he started his lodge, and he was like super nice man.
It's just
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, you have to pick a card and then you have to answer a question. We do
Okay,
this at
good.
the end of our podcast.
So there's cards here.
Y'all, my cards got wet. I think I have
Should I pick now?
Yeah, pick one. I have a leak in my purse or something over here.
Have you ever gone to the bathroom in the pool?
These
Like,
are really funny random
Have you
questions.
ever gone to the bathroom, like, number one, you mean?
Oh, well, let's clarify.
Yeah, right?
I
Or-
guess.
Have you
Answer
ever-
both, number one and number two.
No, number two, of course not. The pool, never, ever. Number one, all the time.
Right? I do it all the time.
All the time.
Sometimes it's
Maybe
like,
ask me, like, when did you get out of the, maybe when I was 5 years. When I was 5 years old, my mom would bring me up. But after this,
Yeah.
I'd be silent about it.
it's like pee in the pool all the time. You pee in the pool all the time.
Can I get another one that's like very interesting questions? I love
Yeah.
it. Here. Have you ever gotten what?
A DUI. Do you know what that is?
No.
This is hilarious. I love that he got this. So in America, if you're drunk, you drink too much alcohol, you get a DUI.
Oh, like somebody like to check you as you're driving.
No. Your ass goes to jail. You get arrested.
Oh, yeah.
And you get a DUI and you get your license taken away from you.
Oh, okay. No, that never happened.
So if you drink too much, you get a but
Ubers are great for this.
Ubers. Let's
Yeah,
do another
be
one
smart.
because that's not relevant to you.
Yeah. Okay. Here.
Yeah. I can't believe my carts got wet. Actually, I can.
Have you ever stolen something from a store? Maybe a croissant. Maybe.
A croissant?
Yeah, well, I paid it later on. I was like 10 years old at the time.
You've never stolen anything.
One croissant. I was 10 years old. Mom told me this is wrong. Go and pay it.
Good mom. Good mom.
Yeah.
My dad sold gummy bears and a hair barrette from Walmart. I was about the same age.
Yeah.
And my dad was home from school when I got off the bus and I knew something was wrong.
Yeah.
And I was wearing a red coat. I'll never forget. And he put my hands in handcuffs. He worked in authority law. And he took my ass to jail, big people jail.
Uh-huh.
And they left me there just for a little bit to scare the shit out of me. And it did. I never stole again. And they took me back and made me return the half-eaten gummy bears and apologize. But that never happened again, right? Okay, you have to answer one.
Okay.
I still am like, how do all my cards get wet?
We have Mahmoud here with us.
You wanna be on video?
Yeah, come over.
Here,
Here.
here. You come over here.
Mahmoud is my business partner.
Who is like so patient with me and so kind.
Thank you.
Because I know it's a lot of work sometimes.
How many times do we have a queen in Egypt?
Y'all listen. Okay, so if,
Queen of the Nile here.
well, the other thing is like, and I do know like women here are dressed and they don't really wear dresses.
Yeah.
I was not thinking. But this morning, because we were riding a camel, I texted him, I'm like, we should wear pants today, right? Like not shorts, even though it's hot in the sun. But actually today there was a breeze because the night, it was really, really nice. But he's like, yeah, wear pants. And so I couldn't wait to get the clothes off because they were, it's dusty. That's the other thing. You have to wear tennis shoes.
Yeah.
No high heels. We ain't trying to be cute, okay? You can still get really cute shoes that are comfortable. But you need tennis shoes and good socks, right?
Yeah.
But so I put a dress on. Everyone was staring at me when we walked down to dinner. And Brian's like, just walk in front of me because this is hilarious.
Yeah.
But everyone was like looking, kind of like, but I was just waving. So it's like, you also want to make sure that like you're appropriate for like where you're going. Brian's like, you probably shouldn't have worn a dress, but y'all know me, I'm checked out sometimes. But your itinerary did say like certain things. And then one thing before the question, what's the thing about asking people about taking pictures because they don't like to have their picture made?
Yep. You should
Why?
ask.
Why though?
Why you should ask people to
Like,
have, because sometimes people like why you take my picture or it's
You're like,
privacy.
you're walking in Asheville.
Yeah.
I stop you and take your picture.
People do it all the time.
Oh, really?
But at pyramids or at Luxor or in tourist
it's
sites,
LeBron.
they love to do it. But in the street, they might like.
Oh, but hold on. If they ask you for taking picture for you, because you're like a Hollywood actress.
Yeah.
No.
Because, I
They
tell
ask
you,
it- they ask
for my
remember, no,
business
you're
card.
blonde. We don't have blonde girls in
Right,
Egypt.
right.
So That's
Right.
like Hollywood. Wow, oh my
It
gosh,
was
Hollywood.
so cute. It was so
Yeah, so
funny.
she's like you're an actress.
movie star, yeah.
A movie
It's
star.
like that in Egypt and then in India. And it's like people want to take pictures and I mean we have fun with it.
And lots of the times the people, like the locals, they don't go to the pyramids to see foreigners. They see them only on TV. So when they see them
Yeah.
close to
In
them,
reality,
oh
that's
my
kind of
God,
like,
yeah, it's like
Hollywood.
Yeah.
Is here. So they see
It's
tourists
so
more than they
cute.
see the pyramids,
I
you know?
remember
Yeah.
when I was in school and I went first time to in a school trip. I was like 10 years old. I was chasing like people, like foreigners, men or girl, boys or girls. Can I take a picture with you?
Yeah.
I did that.
But I think that's cute.
Yeah.
But it's like, just so you know, Americans, if you're here and people are asking, like,
Yeah.
can we take a picture with you?
In a nice way, actually.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is kind
it's a
of
good thing. Like,
it's a good
I'm
thing.
flattered. Like, I love it. And I'm over here, I'm like, what's your TikTok? What's your Instagram? What's your this? And that's the other thing. You got to know where people are because, like, in some of the countries, they don't use TikTok. In some of the, I mean, every country has Facebook. Every country pretty much uses Instagram. But we follow each other, and you build an audience and relationships with people all over the world. So now, if people are coming, well, they can just call y'all. But if someone's asking, they're like, "Oh, who should I go for camels? Or what's that lunch place again?" You know, they can reference all of this. And I'm like, "Oh, we have a TikTok on that." You know, just type in Egypt camel, luxury camel Egypt ride or something, because that's a hashtag I would use. And then it pops up, and that's the point of hashtags. Is it helps you find where you need to go. Okay, I went off on a tangent.
Okay.
Okay, we gotta go to bed. We gotta go to bed.
Would you ever get a tattoo? What kind of tattoo would it be? No, never.
Why? You don't have a tattoo?
No, I don't have.
It's a commitment. It's too much of a commitment, right?
Yeah.
Do you have a tattoo?
No.
I have a tattoo.
You do? Okay.
It's a frog.
Yeah.
I regret it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Unless you do a strategy meeting around it.
Yeah.
And if you have a strategy meeting and you feel really good that like in 100 years, you're still going to love that
But
tattoo.
it hurts, like.
How fucking it hurts?
No.
It really hurt. I cried and sweated.
Oh my God.
It was bad. I don't know what I wasn't thinking actually. I was
That's why
like
I don't
20.
want to do.
It's like,
Yeah, but
Never thought of
commit to it.
Yeah.
You know, only if you love it. Okay, you want to do one more?
Okay, sure. You know this one, right?
I don't know any of them.
You just read it. Read it.
How dare you?
Yeah. How did you find out that Santa Claus is not real?
Now wait a minute. Do y'all celebrate Christmas?
yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Okay. Was your heart broken?
My parents. Yeah.
They told you?
Yeah.
Your parents just flat out told you. Santa don't exist. They just told you?
Yep.
Okay. What about you?
I was old. I was in my 5th grade. So I was like, my parents played the game well till I was like really old. I was like,
Yeah.
then my brother told me. So I was like,
I
I come from a family that they honor Santa Claus.
Yeah.
So like everybody like Santa's there, Santa's coming. So it's like I was
big
old.
deal.
It's a big deal.
And I love that because not in every culture they don't always celebrate that.
Yeah.
So I love that. Okay, thanks so much for watching and listening and tuning in. Be sure to tune in next week for another episode of Business Unveiled. Bye from Egypt.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it for this week's episode of Business Unveiled. Now that you have all the tools that you need to conquer the world and GSD, get shit done, would you share this with your friends and fellow business leaders? One thing that would really, really help us and help new listeners is for you to rate the show and leave a comment in Apple Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you tune in and listen to Business Unveiled. You can check out the show notes at angelaprofit.com/podcast and link up with us on social media so you can share your biggest insights. And I want to know your aha moments. Until next week, remember, the profitable shifts and structures you're creating in your business help you be more present in your life. So get out there and GSD.